You can hear us chit-chatting in the background. Okay, I put it on YouTube. Okay. Okay. Well, whenever y'all are ready.
So we just want to confirm Hey, good morning, everyone. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Today we
I'm
wanted to
doing
do.
good.
Go ahead.
I don't
We
know. You
wanted to
asked
do
me
a
how I was
quick.
doing.
Yeah. We wanted to do a Q&A, and we wanted to get this on your group for people to, if they just want to make questions, they can ask questions.
So is Pablo the only one frozen, or now is it just me? I was like, okay, well, I think maybe Pablo's frozen. So I'll just continue. Today we're going to be chatting about some.
Maybe somebody's listening, or maybe somebody has a question. So if you guys want to throw a question to us, we may be able to help. I'm a Costa Rican. I've been living here for 41 years. So there is something that I may know that you guys may take advantage of. And of course, Sarah, she's been living in Costa Rica for a long time and also runs a fantastic service that helps expats move to Costa Rica. So that's a wealth of knowledge that we just want to share. This is a platform that we're building together that we're calling the expat community. I wanted to give this a sense of we can all work together to protect us as expats and to protect the people who is coming to Costa Rica to make an investment, because this is an investment that could be, people could be hiring, people could be getting a job if you come and make an investment in Costa Rica. So it's good for the country. You guys are interested, and also it's good for you guys that we can provide as much as information as possible. So I see you guys, lots of people are commenting right now. So if you guys have questions, please go ahead. Sarah, you want to add something? I have a few miscellaneous, in a minute. A lots of news that I want to share. But Sarah, you have anything to share, comment?
Sorry, I was muted. I got the dogs playing in the background. No, I mean, I think we should just go ahead with the things that you wanted to announce, because I think they're hopefully be of interest to other people.
Wow. Now, I just wanted to say there's a lot of things we don't know. Like I have to say some of this is our personal opinion based on our life in Costa Rica. We have different points of view. We both own businesses. We both have kids. We both live in different areas in the country, but we are not attorneys. My business specializes in shipping, so that's my background: shipping business, a small business owner. And Sarah has got lots of information about Costa Rica, how to move, how to make that process happen. So we're gonna give opinions. A lot of it will be opinions. And if we don't know the answer, we're not gonna lie to you. We're just gonna look for that answer and just come back to it later. So we already have a few questions, I think. What was the first one?
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, just to second that, yeah, we're not attorneys. We do give our personal opinions or our objective opinions too, and also our experience in working with other people that have the same questions or may have been in the same similar situations as, people that we're chatting with currently. But for me personally, when it definitely marks into territory that it's okay, now it's time to talk to an attorney, or sometimes, okay, now it's time to talk to Pablo's team. That's when we have other experts, which is always good.
Somebody asked, a question. Can you live in a fancy RV in Costa Rica? Can you live in a fancy RV? That's Alicia. Thank you, Alicia, for your question. I have a little bit about this. I moved lots of things, boats, and some. I had last year. I moved two very very fancy RVs, each probably $150,000 each. You know, kind of like this aluminum retro style. I can't remember. I think it's called Airstream. Kind of like really fancy, thing. Import taxes on each $90,000. So had a customer paying 90 grand on this and 90 grand on this on two very fancy RVs. So I guess you could, and this gentleman has purchased land. This is, has purchased land very close to the ocean. So this way he didn't have to do construction or permits or anything. So he just had the land right across, very close to the ocean. Just parked the two RVs and he built, a couple of different small light buildings around it, and he's living the life, surfing and enjoying his. But it was a very expensive investment, and if you want to enter with these things into the country, you might have to pay import taxes if you want to do it right.
Yeah, and I see that Alicia had a follow-up here. She said, yikes, no one drives them down. But if you're even going to drive it down, you're still going to have to import it into the country, and you're still going to have to pay the import taxes unless, obviously there's been some changes there. If you will file residency, depending on which category you file, you could advantage of the import tax free, but you have to wait until your residency has been approved and your card is in your hand. So in some instances, when I work with someone who says, oh, I'm not moving for another 1.5 to 2 years, I said, okay, this could work. Come down, file, if you can time it right, have your residency by the time you want to move, might make sense to take advantage of it. But when I have someone who says, oh, I want to come within 6 months, 3 months, I want to import my vehicle, then, or maybe we drive it down, then you're going to have to go through that import process.
Lots of people want to come with a tourist permit and just get their vehicle under, this tourist permit, and you can do it, but you have a limited time to do it. Then you have to exit with the vehicle. Some people might just want to get in here and just get lost with the RV and not, but that's bad. That's a bad. If you get caught, they can take it away from you. They give you a heavy fine. And I had people, they call me about this all the time. Pablo, can you help me? They took my vehicle away. And it's been sometimes a year, year and a half, 2 years, and they are not able to get their vehicle from customs. So it's a very heavy fine and process to get these vehicles released if you end up, passing that 90-day tourist permit with a vehicle. Yeah. Andres, give us another question. By the way, we have Andres in the back. This is our DJ. He's putting the questions. So, Andres, what is the next one? Next one? Okay. If we, you're muted, Sarah. So if we,
I mute just in case there's background noise, but yeah, I did just read it out. So yeah, if we buy a business, cafe or bar, can we work in it or just manage it? And is it possible to buy on a tourist visa?
okay, can you work in a business? You are not a resident yet. You are still a tourist. Or
So
technically, yet.
yeah, I mean, you can buy a business. Like if you enter in as a tourist, you have the same rights to buy a business, buy property as a Costa Rican or maybe a resident of the country. Now, in terms of working, okay, I always give this example when people ask me this. I do the one-on-one consults and I'll go through questions with people or people that we're working with directly on their relocation. So I like to explain it as this. Let's say if you can't start a hair salon and be the stylist in there doing the hair, running the salon, but you could start a hair salon, hire the stylist, hire the receptionist. You can profit off of the business. Or I like to use the pizza shop example. You can't make a little pizza shop, be in there making the pizzas, taking the orders, checking out the people, but you can create a pizza shop, hire, the cashier, hire the person, the cook, and manage the business and profit off of the business. That would be legal on a tourist visa or, before you have your residency or while you're in the residency process. So you can't be the one in there making the pizzas, for example. That's how I like to describe it when I talk to someone.
I have people ask me all the time things like, what can I do in Costa Rica? How can I make money? My personal kind of like, I own a few businesses. So my personal thing is, a lot of Costa Ricans, a lot of people outside of the US would love to have an opportunity to own a business in the United States. It's a completely different market. You have millions of buyers, potential buyers within the US and Canada, and the local market here for almost anything is super competitive. And then you get a lot of people. You want to open a coffee shop. You get people selling coffee for like from $1 or less. So you're competing against a lot of different people selling the same. So our markets are tough, especially when you don't know the market. So I would say if you want to create income, kind of like the best way is to find a way to make income from the States or Canada and have that income come to you and wire your money down here. That's kind of like maybe digital work, or maybe online, anything online. My business, I mean, I'm in Costa Rica, but my business is not, my business is something that we sell to the North American market. If you're moving to Costa Rica, we can help you, but we are established and we have an LLC in the United States because that's the market that is more appealing to me. I feel is smarter than competing with 300 other small shipping and customs companies within Costa Rica. I guess I give too much information, right? About how I do my business, but it's just an idea, food for thought. Another question. Oh, did you know this?
I mean, I saw that question. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't get pulled up.
Okay.
I mean, first, I'd like my clarification as to what the person means avail the medical system in Costa Rica. I mean, when we work with someone directly, we'll talk through. Everything's very personal. I like to know what is the age of the person. Do they have any pre-existing conditions? Do they have any concerns? What kind of coverage are they used to? How are they going to be in the country full time? Are they only going to be here part time out of the year? So there's a lot of different options, I guess, medically. But obviously we have the public healthcare system, which someone would pay into if they're going to become a resident. They'll pay into the public healthcare system, which does cover pre-existing conditions. It's got its pros and cons, the public healthcare system. There's private. There's multiple different types of private insurance. Some people may decide just to have something for accident or emergency because they still have coverage in their home country. So if something chronic or something serious does come up, that they could hop on a plane and get it taken care of, then they do that. So for that, it definitely is important to, at least for me, to chat with the person on their particular situation. But I see that he did put some follow-up comments here. You're 52 years old right now, full coverage in the US, but want to retire early. So I guess I'd be curious. Well, I mean, there are some different full coverages here, but it could be, some of that can be out of people's budget. So maybe if what you already have in the US is more within budget than what you could have down here, it just depends. Or maybe it is cheaper down here. So it really depends on the person and their comfortability.
I'm almost. Yeah, I know the public system could be free. Could be. I mean, not free. You have to pay this little, monthly thing depending on your income. But if you compare that to the U.S. system, I'll probably stay with the local system. I mean, it's not nice. I've been in the hospital for like 3 weeks and paying nothing out of pocket. Just be 3 weeks. In any hospital in the U.S. I don't know how much that would be. It could be like 30 grand or more. I don't, who knows? Um,
Exactly. But in the public system, facilities can vary depending on where you are, just like in other countries. If you're in a more rural area that maybe doesn't have as much funding, so that'll also depend. If you have those concerns, you might want to choose where you're going to live wisely. And that's something that, at least we would talk to someone about too, to help them decide where they might want to settle in the country, to make sure that they're near the facilities that they'll need, or they feel that they'll need in case they need it. Oh, okay. He said because you are a United CR citizen. So, wait, maybe just to clarify that, I guess he was saying that you were able to stay in the hospital for 3 weeks for free because you're a Costa Rican citizen, but it's actually because you pay into the Caja, correct, Pablo?
Yeah,
So if you do
that's
get
correct.
your residency here in Costa Rica as a non-Costa Rican citizen, if you're paying into the Caja, let's say if the same situation came up with you that happened to Pablo, you could go stay in that hospital, same hospital Pablo was in for 3 weeks, and you're not going to get a bill at the end. You'll be paying your
Now,
cama each month.
this is not a, 5-star hotel though. It was nice. It was nice. The Heredia Hospital, which I live 10 minutes away from Heredia, downtown. It's a fairly new building, so it's good infrastructure. But I was sharing my bedroom with 6 other people, so I make 6 other friends, like for 3 weeks through COVID. So I had COVID for 3 weeks. They took care of me. I'm alive. I'm happy. So it's not a 5-star hotel. In the U.S., you may get one bedroom for you, completely for you, but it'll cost you maybe, who knows, $1,000 a night or $2,000 a night. So yeah, that's one thing.
There's pros and cons, and that's why it
Yeah.
depends on the person's
We have so many questions and we don't have time. It's been 15, 17 minutes already. We want to share with you a few things. We're doing a lot of different things. This is the first thing I want to share with you is first, thanks, Sarah, for working with me in this new venture, uh, building a community. To me, it's important.
I don't know if Pablo froze or if I'm frozen. Can anyone tell me if I'm frozen? If it's Pablo, can anybody hear Pablo?
Important to be able to protect you guys with information. A phone call with her, a one-on-one meeting, so she can walk you through her program and help you through this process. Can you hear me well, Sarah?
Well, you,
Yeah,
you
no.
froze. Okay, so I can't tell. So I'm like, am I frozen or is Pablo the only one frozen? But so we didn't hear everything that you said, but I think these are a lot of questions. These are a lot of really good questions. But so I mean, if anyone does want to go to my website, you can always book a call. I do consults with people who are moving because every logistic is so personal to each person. It's not, none of these are a one answer fits all. Like I always have like multiple follow-up questions for someone when they ask me a question so that I can give them the correct answer, or at least help them figure out what is the best route for them. But that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is, please visit theexpatcommunity.com, where we are doing a few different things that are. We want to really provide some real good resources. So one thing is, on Wednesdays we are doing free Spanish classes, 3:30 Costa Rica time. So on Wednesdays, you want to learn Spanish. The expat community is partnered with a language school. It's called We Speak Spanish, and they are providing us with free Spanish classes. Now on Fridays, we are sending local news translated into English. So a lot of you guys have been living in Costa Rica for years, but you don't know what's happening because you don't know how to read Spanish. So we have taken the time to select a few interested news to share. I think in today's we will be sending out this today. In today's newsletter, we are talking about the eclipse, which is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Costa Rica time, and yeah, you guys will be able to see the eclipse. So uh, that's something that we're doing. So the expat community news is local news that we're taking from local newspapers. So like, this is like real news from real newspapers. We are not trying to reinvent, and I'm not a newspaper. We are not, but we can translate that into English and send that to you guys. And also, we wanted to do meetups. We want to find a time where we can get together once a month and grab a beer or grab a coffee. And Sarah and I, we are working on looking for that place where we can meet at least once a month. I know somebody could be living in Puerto Viejo de Limon, and somebody else could be living in Tamarindo. But maybe, this time we do it in one location, maybe next month in another location. And we try to, it's nice to know people. It's nice to get to know them in person. It's just really is that additional connection. That's what we wanted to create, and many more things. So, yeah, our time is up, and we'll do this every week and we take some of these questions and we can answer next week. And now we are also just to let you know, something else that we're doing is we're getting other businesses that are kind of like, whoa, you guys are doing a cool thing. So what they're doing is they're offering like free giveaways. So we have I don't know if you have that, Andres, so you can show, but you have Jairo. You remember Jairo Papel? He has a rental car. He owns a rental car, and he is for the community, he is offering 2 days free for one of you guys. So we're gonna be pulling one of you guys' name in the comments, and maybe next week we just say this is the person that won the rental car for 2 days as a courtesy as one for one of our sponsors. Yeah, this is what we're doing. Thank you so much. Our time is up, and Sarah, you want to finish?
Okay, sounds good. Well, my house is getting loud now. That's why I always have myself on mute. All the doggies. Well, no, this is great. So yeah, the expat community, people can get their news there. Hopefully meetups. If obviously people know where they can reach me, reach you for questions that they have, and hopefully this has been helpful.
Thank you.